Hello and welcome back to Green Money Momentum. I'm your host, Trevor, and wow, what a week we had in the markets. Definitely some massive green candlesticks, especially in a lot of the plays that we have been talking about. So here, starting off with BigBear.ai, we have seen this play jump by 43% this week alone, and today we've seen Big Bear jump by 17%. So currently, as I record this video, Big Bear is right around $3.43. So we can see the massive jump we've had. And then when we look at the long-term technical analysis of Big Bear, we could see that recently we have pushed above the 200-day moving average. We're also recovering on the MACD, and we are starting to trade higher on the RSI. And so recently we were talking about how Big Bear is a bit oversold. And then recently Big Bear had this big news. And so Big Bear announced that they have gained another big government contract with the U.S. Navy. And so they're implementing their AI technology with this company, Austal, right here. Because of this news, Big Bear has gained a lot of momentum. And this is really positive, as with Big Bear, what we have been talking about on this channel is how we want to see Big Bear continue to gain government contracts while paying down their debt. And so Big Bear actually doesn't have too bad of a revenue. So Big Bear, with their quarterly revenues, are right at about 40 million. They have also recently paid down some of that debt, and so gathering another government contract is very positive for Big Bear. And so talking about earnings next month in the market of next month in May is going to be huge for the market. There is a ton of companies releasing their earnings, and Big Bear is right there with all of them. So they're going to be announcing their earnings on May 1st. And so this is very positive, as we have seen Big Bear this last year gain other government contracts, and hopefully we see a positive Q1 for Big Bear, and hopefully there's some even better guidance for the future. And so just talking about that sector of the economy, the defense sector, a lot of individuals will compare BigBear.ai to Palantir. They say Big Bear is kind of like the little brother to Palantir. And so talking about Palantir, there has been some strength within this stock recently. The markets, of course, this year have been under a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and some have been saying that this is the ultimate bear market. Well, if you just look at Palantir, it looks like it has crushed those thoughts today. Currently, as I record this video, it is right at $113. So just $11 under where we saw the high set earlier in the year. And so this is very positive for Palantir. They're another company that is going to be releasing their earnings coming up this next month. They're going to be, I believe it is on May 5th. I could be wrong there. It might be May 15th. Okay, so I looked it up, and it is going to be on May 5th, and Palantir is a very strong company when it comes to their revenue. So each and every single quarter, they have beat the revenue expectations, and overall, we could see that they are on a basically straight upwards trend. And so if Palantir comes out with some big earnings, we could see a big pop in the stock, especially when we just look at the history in Palantir. A lot of the momentum that they have seen this last year has come off a lot of their positive earnings. And so we have been following Palantir on this channel for a while. It's not a company I talk about all of the time, but it is a company that I believe in and that I am invested into for the long term. So next month, we have a lot of big earnings. I'm expecting the market trend to continue bullish. Recently, the overall markets have broken out of the bearish trend that we were seeing since January. And so hopefully the momentum continues. And if it does, plays like Palantir and BigBear.ai, I think are terrific opportunities to position yourself for the overall gains that we should be seeing in the market coming up. And just talking about companies that have strong earnings, well, D-Wave Quantum is right up there with all of them. Quantum computing, I absolutely love this sector. I think it is so fun to talk about quantum, and I think quantum has so much real intrinsic value, and I think it is being missed by a lot of investors. And so there is a couple other YouTube channels that talk about quantum, but not as many that talk about AI. And so investors are always looking at the next golden ticket opportunity, the next big momentum wave, and AI is up there. We're all looking at AI. I'm very excited about AI, but I do think that quantum gets passed on a little bit. And this last year has been pretty big for quantum. So when we look at their earnings history for D-Wave Quantum, we could see that they have been consistently right at about $2 million per quarter, what is really positive is in their Q4 earnings for last year, they projected that the Q1 for this year, which is going to be announced in May also, that they are expecting $10 million revenue. So just a 4x when it comes to revenue. And when we look at the technical analysis for QBTS, there's actually been a lot of strength in this stock. So we could see over the last year that they are on an upwards bullish trend. And recently we did bounce off this support line right here. And so D-Wave has had some positive momentum, and we could continue to see recovery, because when we look at the MACD and then also on the RSI, there is still signs that we could recover. We are just passing over the MACD, and then we are still at the middle level on the RSI. And so the reason why I personally am so bullish on QBTS, D-Wave Quantum specifically, is because they have claimed that they have hit quantum supremacy, and they are doing more than all the other quantum computing stocks out there. And so with D-Wave, they have a bunch of big commercial customers, and recently they did just say that their annealing quantum computer performs magnetic material simulation in minutes that would take nearly 1 million years and more than the world's annual electricity consumption to be solved using a classical computer built with GPU clusters. So basically what that's saying right there is that D-Wave Quantum is able to solve real world issues at a much quicker rate using less energy consumption. And so that is super positive right there. And so overall, the whole quantum sector should continue to see recovery, but I personally believe in D-Wave Quantum the most because of their claims of quantum supremacy. And then again, when we just look at the technical analysis, they have shown to be the strongest quantum stock. So earlier in the year, when the CEO of NVIDIA came out, he had a bearish take on quantum. He said that he thought it would take a lot longer than many investors were expecting. Because of this, we saw a lot of quantum plays lose a lot of value. But with D-Wave Quantum, they have already reached back to their all-time high. So their all-time high was set right around $12.50. We did see quantum get hit, just like a lot of the market did with the macroeconomic trends, but we have seen that recovery. So we saw that bounce off there. And overall, I'm staying very bullish on QBTS and the whole quantum sector, as well as the defense sector as well. And so I believe in all three of these plays. I am just positioning myself for the upcoming earnings. And so overall, I'm very excited about all these plays, but I would love to hear what everyone else thinks about these in the comment section below. So please drop a comment on if you're in Big Bear, Palantir, or in D-Wave Quantum, or all three. I would love to hear what everyone else has to say. So please drop that comment. Please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.